Hey people, Intro here, VV3, Hades Wastes blue team. Cachalote is a Techmarine, starts off with a bolt gun, can support with structures and repair the Black Templars elite scheme. Alongside is Cynter as a plague champion, starts off the damage of a time bolt gun, there he goes, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support, can also repair Alpha Legion elite scheme. Rounding off the team is magitag-tah with a Hive Tyrant, a durable hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense, disruption and support. Begins in melee with a basic synapse, has gone triple Hormagaunts here. Red team is a bunch of Orks. Breeze is a Mekboy, teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of Orky gadgets, alongside Ghost as a Kommando knob, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter. And rounding off the team, Excoriator as a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support. And the big old brouhaha in the mid, one of the Hormagaunt broods has white. Dominguez, the Hive Tyrant, having a grand old time though. I think these Hormagaunts are going to be okay, maybe? Yeah, they should be alright. Chasing off some shooter boys, Warboss mixing it up with some other Hormagaunts. They've chased them off. They can now tie up the CSM with a crack. What did we get then? Double shooters for Ghost and Excoriator. I'm not sure. Breeze only has single shooters. Did they lose a shooter boy squad? There are some dead shooter boys here, but I'm not sure if they're all Breezes. I don't think there's enough there to be a full squad of dead shooter boys, but I could be wrong. Single CSM and single tactical marines who are nice and serene over on the west side. Are you going to cap, fellas? Apparently not. Techmarine's busy shooting stuff up. Here comes Sluggers with burners. Techmarine already with bionics in play. Awesome, powerful sweep there. Almost took them all out. Plague champion still in play as well with that stinky bolt gun. Heretics have an aspiring champion. They're going to grab their VP back and then maybe work their way up the east side because the Orks capped it quite well early on. Techmarine leading them back to the VP, but then needs to run. These guys are still idle. Cachalote has lost their scouts as well. Devastator's on the way now. Warrior Brood coming up for magic. Okay, now they've woken up. Taking some heavy cover. Popping their Kraken bolts just to look pretty. The Mekboy teleports around to negate that cover. Now they're just going into melee, I think. There we go. Oh, global on these fellas. The more Daka global. As you would expect, it's more Daka. I think it lowers the cooldown of the weapons. Or maybe just raises the cooldown, so they just fire and fire and fire. Cynter with double Chaos Space Marines here. Solid opening. There's that Warrior Brood. These guys also provide a basic synapse. And they're pretty good melee combatants with power melee claws that can leap into combat. But here we see Barb Strangler on the way. They still retain decent melee prowess, but now more of a ranged squad with that thing. Area of effects suppression weapon. Eternal War on both of the CSM here. 20% more damage for those fellas. Really adds up on two squads, especially firing upon like a single entity enemy hero. Boss pole is in to keep all the boys in line. And spiky armor on the way. Storm boys for Breeze. Stick bombs in play already for Ghost. Double Devastators for Cachalote. Who needs scouts when you've got heavy bolt guns? I guess they're going to get some stick bomb action though when they set up and stuff. And I don't know why you're setting up here, fellas. That's a very defensive position for Cachalote to take. Typically you want to be up closer to the contested victory point here. Meanwhile in the mid, big wall of bolt guns from Cynter. Stun bomb goes in. Hits one of the CSM and the Plague Champion. Heretics piling in to Sluggers now. There's a heal which might have saved those Heretics maybe. Nope, does not save them. Kept them in there a bit too long. And that stun really helped that fight as well. They did wipe the Sluggers though. Plague Champion with that Mucus Discharge. And those fellas had burners, right? Did they? Yeah, they had burners. So that was a good kill. Storm Boys jumping in now. Big threat to those Chaos Space Marines. Barb Strangler shuts down their Sluggers, but the Warboss is on them. He's not happy about this Barb Strangler hitting his boys. CSM dropped a model pretty fast there. Wonder if it's worth the Plague Champion grabbing the fetid armor for those Storm Boys jumping in. I mean, they are technically on the other side, but Cachalote seems not to be too eager to contest this victory point very much. Okay, these Devastators have moved up. Techmarine has grabbed that power, and they've noted it, and there's another Devastator squad. Storm Boys, yeah, they need to jump these guys. So they're not actually in a good spot here, these two devs. These guys are covering these fellas, but they can easily be jumped without getting shot at too much. Blue team have moved up and grabbed some mid-map authority here. Ghost goes tier 2, so does Breeze. Kind of light tier 1s all round, really. All three blue players also go tier 2. Excoriator, the last player in tier 1, and the Warboss fell over. Kommando's coming to revive, though. Gonna get a big chunk of XP for it. They're already level 2, so it's not gonna level them again. Bunch of Daka to those worshipping heretics there. Replacing the heretics did Cynter before they went tier 2. But they don't have their aspiring champion. They're gonna be used defensively, I think, for now. Stick bombs. Plague Champion doesn't bother moving. It's not super effective against single entities. Still knocked him over, though. And the Techmarine got way too close. Not sure what it was up to. Oh, they had their axe on the way. They were trying to get a powerful sweep, maybe. And then start wading into melee. We have seen melee Techmarines do pretty damn well, so high hopes for Cachalote's Techmarine when they get back up. Nobody interested in reviving right now, fellas? Dominguez? Nope. Almost level 3 to the Hive Tyrant. Looks like the Plague Champion's going back for him. And that might level them to 3. Stick Bombers on the way for Ghost. And a War Truck for Breeze. Dominguez levels to 3. I think I saw there. Hard Boys up on Shooter Boys. Not something you see very often. I guess it would help them in a standing firefight. Some aggression now from Cachalote. We see flame attacks all the way up on the power, trying to bash it, being suppressed by Shooter Boys and being shot at by Shooter Boys. They got one of the gens, and I think they should run away now. There we go. Maybe lucky not to drop a model there, actually. Well under half hit points, I think. Okay, that's a bit better. They could still be flanked by the Storm Boys, but that's kind of always the case. But at least they can't just run at them and jump the back guy very easily, because they'd need to get through these devs. Mid-map authorities blue again. Weird Boy on the way for Excoriator. Contested Eastern Power. Being half-heartedly bashed. Oh, Crushing Claws up for Dominguez, the Hive Tyrant now. Huge DPS. Good damage to all targets, but it might go down. Might want to get a armor upgrade in. Warboss has got a Power Claw now. Really bad news for those CSM. Seems to be going after the Warrior Brood, though. Bad news for everyone, I guess. Stun Bomb was pretty good again. Sluggers. Oh, Heretics, Doom Blast and Run. Only the aspiring champion survives. I guess they weren't using them defensively for too long. Warboss being pinned down a bit. Venom Brood in play for magitag-tah. And they are going Death Spitters, which turns them into an anti-infantry weapon. Quite expensive, though, at 30 power. Here's the Techmarine. Wants to go toe-to-toe with the Warboss. Refractor Field, Bionics, and Axe of the Mechanicum. They are full-on melee mode. 880 hit points, level 1. They'll get the plus 10 melee skill from this yet. And 100 health more from that. How much does this give? This only gives 150 Bionics. Does give more health regen and melee damage, though. And the Axe gives you more, as you saw. And the Refractor Field is going to really help with survivability as well. Debuffing the accuracy of weapons that shoots at the Techmarine. That's a really good Barb Strangler hit. Got both of those Shooter Boys. Stick Bombs go in. Oh, that was nasty. Good thing they retreated. They might have wiped too. Weird Boy backs off after a Warp Vomit. More Stick Bombs from the Stick Bombers, but then they run. And there's those Death Spitters doing their thing. I like this sound effect of the Death Spitters. Meanwhile, west side is blue. Cachalote now has a whirlwind here. Oh, looks like they lost some Devastators though, eh? Still have their attacks and still have their other Devastators. And they have this, right now, very aggressive Techmarine. That's a bad fight for those fellas, but the sluggers are scared off by the whirlwind. Techmarine seems confused. Gonna go after the Mekboy, but can't stay here too long. The axe does drain energy on hit, which is useful. But that's a bunch of Storm Boys, my friend. Special attack is impressive, but might die to the Storm Boys. Double Marco Zinch CSM for Cynter now. Huge anti-infantry damage. The Techmarine does get away. Nob Squad on the way for Ghost. That's a quick tier 3, it feels like. And Tax be bashing over on the east side. Orks trying to get that foothold in the middle of the map still. They have a very angry Warboss. Very dangerous and angry Warboss. They have that weird boy. This is a really bad spot for Cynter. Whirlwind helping out from long range with that disruption. There's the Warp Vomit. Wasn't a full hit on all of those CSM though. Sluggers piling in. Warboss piling in. Some friendly fire from the weird boy, which goes without saying. And Cynter gets away okay. Did throw the heal in there as well. But a Whirlwind was a big help there actually. Nob Squad on the field for Ghost. Powerful melee unit that can go toe-to-toe with anything in the game, especially fully upgraded, and they are getting a Nob leader immediately. 421 to 349. We'll see if Excoriator realizes there's some allied Nobs on the field and throws some buffs on them when they get into the fray. Generally, players will buff their own units because they know that they're going to buff them and they know that they can keep them in play and that kind of thing. Nothing worse than buffing an allied unit and they retreat them immediately after. This Hive Tyrant is in big trouble. Dominguez, throws up invulnerability. But they might need to use it to escape. They made a bit of a mistake there. And they didn't get away with it. They should have thrown up invulnerability, then moved away a bit, and then started to retreat. As soon as you retreat, you lose that invulnerability shield. Can they deal with the Nob Squad here? It's going to be tough. No, they can't. They do have... they've gone Armor of Pestilence, and they've gone Bile Spear. Bile Spear is amazing against Nobs. Bilious Discharge is great, and then he could throw tons of damage in with the Chaos Space Marines. Need to be careful of the Warboss still, of course. I'm a big fan of the Bile Spear and Fetid Armor combo, because Fetid Armor suppresses for like 8 full seconds if you can stay nearby. Used to be even longer than that, I think. I think it was a 10 seconds. Because it suppresses every it pulses every second. Techmarine goes down. Storm Boys, what level are you guys? Level 2. Looted Tank on the way for Excoriator. Land Raider Redeemer for Cachalote. I think Cachalote is some kind of whale or something. Whirlwind backs the hell away from the Storm Boys. Tactical Marines staying in play way too long though. Almost wiped. Can they jump? Apparently not. And they don't have their Bomber Boys upgrade either. Cynter is well in tier 3. There we go. Great Unking one coming. Whirlwind's in a bit of trouble. Storm Boy Nob leader with that heavy melee weapon, of course. What is this? That's just Dominguez still down. Warboss flees. Trying to get their VP back. Kommando has other plans. Mega Boom Kit is in. Does that mean? I think it means they throw more. No, I always get this wrong. The bombs do more damage. It doesn't throw more of them. Stun bomb to be annoying. Here comes a looted tank. Carnifex for magitag-tah. They could get a venom cannon on that thing to fight the tank, but it's a bunch of Ork infantry as well. Must be tempting to get that Stranglethorn cannon. There's that Bile Spear in. Fantastic weapon, this thing. Good damage AoE to infantry and Bilious Discharge to mess their movement up. Just normal attack messes their movement up as well. Yeah, decreasing speed and damage by 20%. Awesome. So, and it's short range as you'd expect. But they're going to be tough with the Armor of Pestilence and the self-heal. Great Unclean One on the field. Ghost is down to the Stick Bombers and the Nob Squad. But they're in tier 3, and Orc tier 3 is very, very good. And very high value as well, I feel like. You get Flash Kits and Commandos running for well under 100 power each. Is it 60 or something for Flash Kits, I think? Some late game scouts for Cachalote to help repair the Land Raider. There it is. This thing can reinforce your units, heal your units, and they can retreat back to it. Mobile base in the field now for the blue team with a bunch of guns too. On the east side kicking off, we do indeed have a Venom Cannon Carnifex, and there's that Great Unclean One, and there's a Rocks, which was strangely placed, I think. Cloud of Flies from the Great Unclean One. Passively damaging nearby enemies, powerful melee, and nasty abilities such as that big old vomit you just saw there. Tons of hit points that can soak up damage for you. And it's a demon, so you can worship it to great effect. Do they still have heretics? Oh, they do have heretics. Great Unclean One's backing off here. Oh no, they got the Carnifex down. Use your choppers on this Power Claw Warboss, and shots, of course, from the looted tank, which has the Cult of Speed global on it right now. Tyranids formation. Looks like it's going to miss most things. Global nuke for Tyranids. Not a good time to use it. You want to use it alongside a push, because those spires buff your stuff. Which does make it slightly more difficult to use than other nukes, because other nukes typically you just kind of fire and forget and try to kill things, which you can do with the Tyranids formation, but you want to do it alongside a little push. Chaos Terminators on the field now for Cynter. A Great Unclean One and Terminators could get claws and really threaten a Nob Squad, because there's going to be more. A second Nob Squad for Ghost and a first Nob Squad for Excoriator, and they're going to be supported by the Warboss boss pole and stuff. Flash Kits on the way. You look 50 power for those fellas. Nob Squad are 100. West side, contested victory point. Devastators having a bad day. Are eviscerated. Nob Squad could go on to the Land Raider. Land Raider isn't moving, which is interesting. Just kind of spinning on the spot. That Nob Squad is infiltrated, which means they are not attacking automatically. They need to be given an attack order, which, what's his name? Ghost is not doing. There we go. Tactical Marines coming to a really bad neighborhood, and they die. Cachalote not handling that fight super well, but the Land Raider survives. And they do have some time to recover. They still have the Whirlwind. They still have a Scout Squad. Techmarine should get revived here. There we go. Cynter revives, gets level 6. Great Unclean One mixing it up. The Plague Champion could help repair here as well. Still no upgrade for the Terminators, I think. Yeah. Got their Combi Bolters and Power Fists. I mean, they're really good weapons, but I think Claws is what they would want. There's 3 Nob Squads on the field. With the Claws and the Bile Spewer and double Mark of CSM, they've got a really powerful force against Nob Squad. If they get the Claws. Stick Bombs going in. And a Great Unclean One, of course. Don't forget that fella. Carnifex number 2 on the way for Magic Tag. What's over there? It's some Orks. Big surprise. Land Raider still getting repaired by the Techmarine and the Scouts, and I think something else maybe? No, I think it's only those 2. They do have a global repair ability they can use. Blessing of the Omniscient or Machine Spirit or something. Big heal there from a Plague Champion. Maybe they can come and repair this thing. 179282. What is this? Some brave warriors. Dominguez is going to fall. There he goes. Warriors, you alright, fellas? Maybe? Do you have your warpath? No. This weird boy really have no upgrades. Gormagons will try to take their VP back, but it's going to be a bad idea because of the weird boy there. Here comes Cynter though. Cynter looking very strong at the moment. powerful fighting force, which is relatively easy to use. You've got to time your bilious discharge and your great unclean one abilities, but other than that, it's kind of point and attack. And it looks like they've gone autocannon on the Terminators, which I was really not expecting. Venerable Dreadnought is in for Cachalote. This is going to help against the Nob Squad for sure. Unique Dreadnought for the Techmarine. Tons of health and more, like, better basic stats as well. There's that damage pouring in from Cynter's army. Plague Champion levels, that what did it, 7? Or was that 8? That was 7. And they still have the VP. Rocks dropped in. Looks like everything avoided it. Maybe a few hits on a Great Unclean one there. Maybe a few hits on the Venerable as well. It's threatened by the tank. But a good rear armor hit. Now it's trying to turn around. It needs a charge away, I think. Not sure if it's used a charge already. Flash kits with their blasters won't do much damage to a vehicle over on the left. Venerable survives. Here comes Cynter again. 136 to 282 on the VPs. A Predator tank on the way for Cachalote. Where's the Techmarine? Oh. Plague Champion going to get another revive. Tons of XP for this guy. There's that foul snare. Kills a flash kit. Not so flash now, are you? Meanwhile, blue team lose their natural. Magic Tag is struggling to fight these Orks consistently well. What they should get is a Genestealer Brood, I think. Could try to get a melee Carnifex, but you can't retreat those guys. Dominguez is just going to die again. Needs to use, there we go, bonded exoskeleton to, I was going to say to escape, but they're trying to use it to decap, which I guess they're going to get. And they've gone Venom Cannon Carnifex again to try to take the tank out. They almost got it with that Bioplasma. Here comes a Predator tank, and here comes Cynter. User choppers on Nob Squad, doing outrageous amounts of damage, full momentum buffs against the Carnifex there. Momentum buffs given to them by those U-jammers they have. That's those rings you see around them. Every time they hit, they get 8% more damage. Stacks up 3 or 4 times, so it's pretty damn effective. Good cloud of flies, although if they waited a second longer or so, they would have knocked over the Nob Squad. Yeah, kind of surprised they didn't get the Lightning Claws, but there's that Bilious Discharge. And there's a Nurgle Shrine, which will suppress everything, all enemies around it, and heal allies and stuff. Nice place to put it. 126, 263. Venerable Dreadnought still around. Cachalote gets more scouts to help repair things. What level is this guy? Almost level 3, this Techmarine. Venerable doing some good work, but a tank goes down. 2 looted tanks on it. And do you have a... No, you don't have an anti-vehicle weapon. Kind of surprising, actually, since they're fighting a Land Raider. I guess they went tanks instead. Which works. I think they're using Blessing on the side here. Yeah, they are. Plague Champion should be helping to repair. 126 to 238. 2 to 1 for blue. Can they hold this, though? Because the Orks have been on it pretty consistently with Excoriator. Triple knobs on the field for Ghost, and that is it. And they didn't go for claws. Level 8 Plague Champion. Hive Tyrant is really good in combat, but a Nob Squad still messes him up. Especially when they start leveling. There's Emperor's Fist. The Venerable may not survive. Goes for an offensive charge to keep things knocked over. The big weakness of a Nob Squad is disruption. And knock them over as much as you can. CSM having to flee there. Terminator's teleporting away. Great Unclean One's ready to roll, though. Ah, the Venerable Dreadnought's gone down. There is the Stoicism before it falls. Land Raider's under threat now. Nob Squad on it. Warboss on it. User choppers on a Nob Squad as well. Land Raider is down. Another good cloud of flies. We now have a Melter Gun Techmarine. Gave up on the melee with all of the Nob squads around. Is that a Thornback? No, that's a unupgraded Carnifex. Cachalote. Get some Terminators in, but that's all they've got. Alongside the Techmarine, that's all they have at the moment. Topsy-turvy game, eh? Triple cap for blue, though. Who is this? It was Dominguez, the Hive Tyrant, getting in a cap. Gonna hold up this Nob squad as much as they can. Some friendly fire from the Weird Boy helps. Is he gonna go for a cap, the Weird Boy? Nope. There's invulnerability. Are they gonna use it to escape? No. They level to 6, and the Nob squad backs off. Waiting for that to wear off. There we go. Here comes a Carnifex. 2 of them. And we do have a Thornback. 126 to 123. It's incredibly close. Double cap here for blue team. Cynter with huge amounts of resources, but they are pop capped basically. They can't get anything else on the field. The shrine, remember, is taking 5 pop over here. And I don't know if you can just destroy them. I don't think you can. It might be worth just like losing a few heretics and getting a turret up on the west side or something. Great Unclean One pushed all the way through. Oh, it was bugged apparently. Cynter lost control of them, but it seems like they have control back. And I wonder if those Orks let him go because it was bugged. That would have been nice of them. I'm not sure though. Trying to power bash his Cynter. 126 to 76. Orks not giving up on this VP though, eh? Terminator's there with an assault cannon, huge single target infantry damage. Anti-infantry damage, I should say. The Thornback's in a bit of trouble. Does have a charge. I guess it's used it already. Typically you want to save it for escaping. Oh, they just got a melee charge. Is it enough? Nope. Maybe? I think it's made it out. There's a charge to get away, but now they're on the Venom Cannon one. 126, 57. 2 to 1. Cynter trying to stay on the front foot here and create some space. Doesn't want to invite them back onto the VP, but it's risky as you can see. You might be forced to retreat, and here comes a big flank. Big, nasty flank. 2 Nob squads and sluggers having to retreat the CSM. One of them didn't make it. Where are the heretics? Oh, they're worshipping. They should have... Well, it's easy for me to say that, but they should have thrown Touch of Nurgle on those heretics. I think they could have saved all that stuff there. It's a good nuke, though. It's a good Imperial Abyss from Cynter. That took all their red. Lost Did they lose Terminators? Yeah, they lost Terminators and they lost some CSM. They can still worship the Grey Unclean One. Here's a Dreadnought for Cachalote. 5 Nob squads on the field. Really puzzled as to why they didn't get lightning claws up. I guess they wanted... They like that autocannon. They rate that autocannon. And having lightning claws might have just got them into trouble and killed earlier. They're so nice though. There's a Tyranno formation from magitag. Another Carnifex on the way of rocks in the back lines. Makes the heretics retreat. Oh, we got some more Terminators in for Cynter. And they've gone autocannon again. Dreadnought's going to go down here. But it held up that Nob squad. These fellas should be capping right now. And they're not. Nob squad is dealt with. Here comes the Plague Champion to cap, maybe. Yes. They do have some pop they could use, but they're not purchasing anything. They should get some Chosen Plague Marines, maybe. Or just some Havocs up. Or throw a couple of turrets in, maybe. Try to keep that those various Nob squads controlled. Down to 14 VPs, the Orks. Breeze is down to a single unit. They've had a rough time last couple of minutes on the west side. They were getting 2v1, basically. Great Unclean One with a good Cloud of Flies again. Level 10 Plague Champion here. Oh, but they missed the Bilious Discharge. They got the Nob squad behind, but they didn't get these guys. Heretics will come in to Doom Blast, most likely. Maybe? No, they didn't need to. They stopped chasing the Great Unclean One. Now it's Terminators in a fight with the Nob squad. And they don't have enough for Touch of Nurgle. Flash Git's now getting hits in. Single cap for the Orks. Terminators are going to wipe. I think they teleported, but it was too late. Where were the claws? Meanwhile, natural victory point for blue team. Triple Carnifex is here. Is it double Thornbacks? Yep, this one's getting Thornback as well. The Venom Cannon isn't super useful here, because it doesn't hit infantry that much. It does have Bioplasma though, which is awesome. And it will hit infantry sometimes. I guess this Shrine is still helpful. That was a powerful sweep, just as the Techmarine got knocked over themselves. 2-1 now for the Orks. Can they hold on? Battle Wagon for Breeze. Another Land Raider Redeemer for Cachalote. Are they going to try to take the Shrine out? Chaos Predator for Cynter. Okay, they've got the Nob Squad out of there. They do have their natural VP, but they don't have the contested anymore. Although, Warrior Brood doing that decap thing again. Mr. Weird Boy, you going to do something? There we go. Need to go after him, bud. But there's the Warp Vomit, shutting down Dominguez's movement. Level 6 Hive Tyrant here. Go on, Dominguez. Gotta go. Uh-oh, here comes a Nob Squad. Can't just let the Weird Boy stay there, though. I'm not sure if they're going to get this decap. Nob Squad will delete the Warrior Brood pretty quickly. There's some friendly fire, though. Can they get away? Maybe that guy's far enough away. Yeah, they are. Dominguez will try to hold them up again, I suppose. We've seen a bunch of this. They're not throwing their shield up. Meanwhile, west side, there's that battle wagon. There is another Venerable Dreadnought for Cachalote. Where's the Land Raider? Land Raider's moving up. Great Unclean One is being worshipped. It needs to get back to base, I think, though. It's going to take a very long time to heal that guy with worship. That's what, 13 health per second or something. He's got 6,000. If you go back to base, you get percentage-based healing. It's not that far away from where he is. I think that's a mistake from Cynter. Oh, wow. Dominguez, the Hive Tyrant, gets the decap. How did this happen? Oh, did the Nob Squad just leave him and go for the VP? Invulnerability is up, but it's not going to be long enough to get the cap. 1-1 now, 49-14. West side is blue. Land Raider on the front lines, full health. Triple Carnifex is in. Venerable Dreadnought still rolling. First Chaos Pred is Marco Zinch. Good versus large targets. Might be to hunt down that battle wagon. It's on the other side of the map though, isn't it? Yeah. Kind of weird. You'd expect it to have Mark of Noble or Mark of Corn to fight the Nobs, maybe. Big zap gun shot there. Venerable needs to go in. I don't think he was getting repaired either. You need to use Blessing on the side here, Cachalote. Oh, they don't have the red though. Oh, they just used it, that's why. They just used it. 2-1 for blue. Can they hold on? There's stuff on the red team's natural too. I think they've done enough here. GG indeed. Blue team hold on against a horde of Nobs. Just goes to show a bunch of Nob squads isn't always enough. Cynter, I think, really carried the game for the blue team. Was so solid for so long. I still think they should have got claws up, especially on that second squad of Terminators. Level 8 Techmarine with the din of the assault cannons. Level 10 Plague Chambers, level 10 for a while too. Level 6 Hive Tyrant did some good work going after this natural VP actually. Level 7 Mekboy here. Level 5 Kommando. And a level 8 Warboss with heavy armor at the end. Almost 2,200 hit points on that guy. There you have it, guys. Awesome game. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. And I'll see you next time.